In the heart of a country where time has come to a standstill, in a land where day and night merge with the sound of soldiers' footsteps, live men whose names will never be written in any book. North Korean soldiers are shadows on the border between fear and duty, individuals who wake each morning to the whistle of their commander and live in a world where freedom is a forbidden concept. They are neither heroes nor traitors. They are merely products of a regime that has whispered in their ears since childhood, "You must obey, or be destroyed." Behind silent walls and borders that few dare to cross, lies a reality that the world prefers not to see, a reality filled with hunger, fear, and isolation. In this video, we will embark on a journey into an army built not on honor, but on fear and control. A place where being human is a crime, and survival is merely a stroke of luck. North Korea is a country that, at first glance, appears to be an invincible power with its grand parades and military displays. However, behind these spectacles lies a hidden story of suffering, control, and denial. Inside this country, each soldier is not only a fighter for the regime but also a tool for survival and a display of the political system's power. Military service in North Korea is not just a national duty, it is a form of forced purification of individuality. Boys gradually prepare for service from their high school years, with morning exercises, ideological training, and the belief that their lives belong solely to the regime. The day of enlistment marks the beginning of forgetfulness. Names give way to numbers, and smiles turn into an emotionless discipline. In training camps, commands are not just military regulations, they are sacred decrees. Disobedience equates to treason. Soldiers learn to turn their eyes away from the pain of their comrades and how to endure the worst hunger in silence. At 5 in the morning, the first bell signals the start of the day. Bodies tremble from the fatigue of the previous night, but no one dares to delay even for a moment. Intense physical training begins, running on uneven terrain, practicing with old weapons, followed by ideological sessions where soldiers must believe that enemies are lurking in every corner of the world, waiting for a chance to destroy their country. But the real enemy is something else: poverty, malnutrition, and fear. The daily food typically consists of a small portion of rice and thin soup. Sometimes it is so meager that soldiers resort to stealing from local farms, and if caught, their punishment is imprisonment or even death. In border areas, soldiers live for months without contact with their families. The silence of the cold northern deserts is broken only by the sound of the wind and the echo of their own footsteps. Many crumble in this solitude. Their minds are crushed between imposed loyalty and the fear of punishment. In the North Korean military system, control penetrates to the marrow of the bones. Officers not only monitor the behavior of soldiers but also keep an eye on their beliefs. Weekly collective confession sessions are held, where each individual must confess their wrongdoings, even if they do not exist. This process exhausts the mind, it replaces trust with suspicion. No one knows if their friend is truly an ally or a party spy. In such environments, humanity slowly disintegrates. Many soldiers face signs of malnutrition, muscle weakness, skin diseases, and even loss of consciousness during training. Some reports mention soldiers who have died during grueling exercises, but their bodies are buried under the label of unknown illness. According to defectors, the army even maintains silence in response to internal deaths to preserve its flawless image. The soldiers' quarters are nothing more than mere shelters. Dormitories with thin walls, insufficient heating, and contaminated drinking water. In winter, several succumb to frostbite, yet no ceremonies are held. Death is merely part of discipline. Perhaps the greatest tragedy for these young men is the war that never begins. Their days are consumed by preparation for an imaginary battle that only holds meaning in the government's propaganda. The army is sustained not for defense, but for the preservation of fear and political unity. This perpetual mental war is waged not against another nation, but against the very humanity within each soldier. A North Korean soldier burns, in the winter's cold, in the forced hunger, in a silence that is louder than a scream. And the world? The world simply watches. For on maps, they are just a dot in northern Asia. There are no data, no accurate images. Only hidden narratives that rise from the iron walls. Few soldiers manage to escape. They run at the Chinese border, through mines, guards, and frozen rivers, fearful of death. For them, even death is better than returning. Those who flee have stories of years spent in darkness, of commanders who ruled with an iron fist, of nights spent eating dirt from hunger, and of the moment they first caught a whiff of freedom. Yet in the face of all this bitterness, the world remains silent. Major powers prefer to view North Korea as a political equation, rather than a human tragedy. Soldiers stand in neat rows, the regime smiles for the cameras, and the truth lies buried far from any media, deep within the heart of an anonymous soldier. The North Korean army is not a symbol of power, but rather a symbol of the sacrifice of humanity. In a world where a click can amplify a voice to millions, silence about this suffering is a form of complicity. Every time we gaze at the images of military parades, we must remember that behind that ironclad order stand thousands of broken souls, young men with dreams, but who have only been nourished by fear. If the truth matters to you, do not let this reality be forgotten. Sharing, raising awareness, and hearing the voices of the silenced is the first step. Perhaps our voices can reach a border where no bullet can extinguish them.